Welcome to next series or next session of the class on Selenium. Just a quick recap. In the last class, we discussed link text, partial link text, and CSS selector. Let's proceed with one of the key. Okay. In the last class, we discussed link test, partial link test, and CSS selector. In this class, we are going to discuss one of the most important topic or most used, most asked locators in Selenium, that is called XPath. Let's start this. One moment, I'm coming. Okay, perfect. That's why it is written most powerful, supports DOM traversal. Okay, this is the most powerful and it supports DOM traversal. What is DOM? That is document object model. I will just tell you. Okay, going forward I am going to tell you. So let's discuss types of XPath. So there are basically two types of XPath. One is Absolute XPath and another one is Relative XPath. So what exactly Absolute XPath? Absolute XPath, it starts from root /HTML/body. Example, /HTML/body/div2/form/input. This is not recommended actually. That is called Absolute XPath. Let me show that. Let me explain you so that you will get the idea. Let me open Chrome browser. Okay. And yeah, let's open that URL only. I mean to say source demo. I think we are referring that. It will be easy. Okay. So first of all, what is DOM? Let me open that. This entire things called a DOM. Like from HTML to open HTML tag to close HTML tag. This entire thing. That is called DOM. Complete thing. Document object model. So basically what XPath helps, it will identify the elements inside the DOM. Okay. Let's say there is a element. Which element? Let's say username. Username is an element. So XPath will help us to find the element from the DOM. Okay. How exactly we are going to write? First of all, as we see, XPath is two types: Absolute XPath, Relative XPath. Absolute XPath will start from root node. Okay. So let me explain how. Let's find one XPath of username by using Absolute XPath. Okay, how we will do that? Just inspect it. Okay, if you will see here, where exactly it is, it is inside div. But if we will consider Absolute XPath, then we will come from the starting. Like, for example, I will tell you how exactly we are going to do. See, this is there. Just Control F. If we will put Control F, then it will show that find by string, selector, or XPath. Okay, we will go with XPath. So how will you use? We'll go with HTML. If you see here, from starting only it is coming HTML/HTML. Okay, from start node. See, it went to HTML. Then slash inside HTML, what is there? Head. So head. Okay, then it come to head. So inside head also it's too typical, like I mean Absolute XPath is not at all recommended, but let me show you. Okay. Inside head, what is there? 1 minute. Inside head it should be body. Okay, body. Now it come to body. 1 minute. BODY, right? BODY. 1 minute. Let me see. Body. Oh, sorry. No. Actually, body is different. Head is different. Body is not in inside head. They both are siblings. Okay, understood. So in that case, 1 minute. That's why Absolute XPath is not at all recommended, but just for your understanding, I am showing you. Username, perfect. This one. So that means it will start with HTML, then body, not head. HTML body, because come to body, then from body it will come to div. Okay, from div, not at all recommended, but still I am showing you just to understand what is Absolute XPath. Okay, so then after div there is one more div. Okay, perfect. So let's put one more div, should be fine. Okay, it come to this div now. So inside that div, I believe this is another div, like that only. So div. Okay, now it is here. So from here, 1 second. Okay, it will come to here. There is another div, like that. This is not at all recommended. Okay, so now it is where? 1 second. Here it is now. Okay, so inside that, 1 minute. So this is the div, right? from this div, it will come to again another div, right? Yeah, correct. So another div it will come. This is the div. Then I believe it will be another div. So like that. Okay. So after that, it should be form. Okay. So after that, it will be div. Okay. Then after that, it will be input. So much pen. See, this you require, like, for finding which one. Again, it is finding 2. So input 1, input. So we need to put input 1 because 2 it is finding 2, right? So now, no, 1 minute. Still it is showing both input 1 and input 2. Okay. 1 second. Input 1. Error input 1. Username. This is username, right? And this is password. So that means if we'll see div input 1, div input, no. Basically it will be that means here let's find how many divs are there. Okay, so divs, how many divs? Form. Okay. How many forms? Okay. This is form, then this is div. Okay, total 3 divs are there. Okay, understood. So basically we require which div? Inside form it should be first div. Okay, this first div. That means now it will show this one. Okay, then after that input. See, now it will show to one input. Okay, this is called absolute XPath. So long, which is not preferable. How much effort we put? We come from start node to root node to end node, end tag, start tag to end tag. But that is not recommended. Okay, that is called absolute XPath. Always we prefer which one? Always we prefer relative XPath. Okay, let's see what exactly relative XPath. Relative XPath, which is always recommended. It starts with double slash and more flexible. Okay, let's do one by one. So first one is by attribute. So by attribute, how we will find out the relative XPath. Okay, for example, we will get username. See here, if you will see, look at the which one, absolute XPath. We put this much of effort. Okay, let me copy some here to just show you how much effort we are putting on both the XPath. So let me open Notepad. Let's say Notepad plus plus. Anything should be fine. Just I will show you the difference, nothing else. Okay, let me copy. This is called absolute XPath. Let's write down first. Absolute. For same thing, how much effort we are putting in absolute XPath, how much effort we are putting in a relative XPath. That will be clear here. Absolute XPath. So much effort, which is not recommended. But let's see how we are getting relative XPath for same element. Relative XPath. Okay. So where is it? Okay. So for same thing, same for finding the user name, let's use relative XPath. Simple, very very simple. Let's click here, then what we saw, where exactly it is pointing? It is pointing to input tag. Okay, straight away input tag. No need of all the things from starting from HTML tag we come to input. But here in relative XPath only we require input tag. Okay, remove everything. So simple. Double slash. Instead of single slash, put a double slash. Okay, just put input. After that, inside input, which attributes are there? Class is there, placeholder is there, type is there, data text is there, ID, name, autocorrect, auto capitalize. Yeah, these are the attributes. Okay, let's use one unique attribute. Let's use ID. ID is always unique, we know that, right? What we will do, we will put one bracket. That's how we will write. That is the syntax. Double slash input @ ID is equal to inside single quote. This is the syntax. There is no, you cannot ask like why you are writing this or how you are writing this. This is the syntax itself. Everything you need to write in this way, XPath. So double slash. This is the relative XPath. So how we will write down the relative XPath? Directly from that particular tag. No need to come from the root tag. So double slash input, because input is a tag. Then inside that input tag, you have different attributes. Just use one unique attribute. Unique attribute, you know that ID is a unique attribute always. Okay. So what you do, you just use that unique attribute. Okay, 1 minute. So basically we are looking username. Okay, so that's why double slash input @ ID is equal to username. Simple, done. That's it. So simple. You saw difference between relative XPath and absolute XPath. So relative XPath is so simple. See, we can find out username. So that's why always use relative XPath. The relative XPath is recommended. See, simple thing, simple line. But whereas absolute XPath, we need to see which one is where, like HTML inside that, whether it is body or head, div, from div one input. So complex, right? So that's why always we prefer a relative XPath. Let's do one thing. Let's execute one program on this. Okay. So what we can do? Let's do one thing. Let's create one class. Very simple. Okay. Class. Let's say XPath test. XPath test. Okay. Then yeah, perfect. Let's create main method. Okay, and we can, what we can do, WebDriver, simple WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Let's go with Chrome driver. Then driver same thing, driver.manage.window.maximize. It will maximize the browser. Then after that, navigate to source demo. Driver.get. Okay, simple. Then let's put the URL. Put the URL, just copy, no need to worry, copy and paste. Okay, simple. Then we need to identify username. With which one? With XPath. So driver dot find element by dot, earlier we used ID, name, class, link test, partial link test, CSS selector. Okay, now we are going to use XPath. So by dot XPath, you will see in the drop down first one is by dot XPath. Just select that. Okay, perfect. Then put the XPath. Which XPath we find? We already find the XPath. Always use relative XPath. Don't use absolute XPath. Just copy and paste. Okay. Then let's. Okay, we got the XPath, but we need to enter some value there, right? How we'll enter? Send keys. Okay, and enter which one? Take the value. Username here. Always username is present here, right? Let's say standard user. Or else let's use something else this time. Let's say which one you want? Let's say problem user. Don't use problem user. Fine, should be. The name is like that. Let's use logged out user. Let's see how it is working, how it is behaving. Okay, perfect. Let's execute this. What we'll expect? We'll expect it will open Chrome browser, it will maximize it, it will navigate to sourcedemo.com, then it will enter. Basically it will find out username field, and there it will enter logged out user. Let's execute this. Okay, it's coming up. Yeah. Okay, navigated, and it enter logged out user. Absolutely working fine. Okay, that's it. Then let's move to next XPath. Next XPath is by multiple attributes. Okay, let's say simple thing. Here we used how many attributes? We used one attribute. Which attribute we used here? ID. Okay, I mean here in the program. If you go to program, you can understand more. So here we use ID attribute. Okay, only ID attribute. Let's say we want to use more attribute. Let's, for example, we want to ID attribute as well as, let's say, some other attribute. Let's say use name also. Okay, or else type also. Whatever you want, you can use more attributes. Okay, So that is called multiple attribute. See how it is written, double slash input at the rate type. Yeah, it has taken type actually. At the rate type is equal to text, and at the rate username is equal to username. Simple. Let's do that. Let's do that and we will see the result. Basically what I can tell, let's use this in password field. That's a little better. Okay, so what we can do, simple, what we can do, simple thing, 1 minute. Let's use this in password field. Okay, multiple attributes. So click here, go to password. Simple thing, what we can do, double slash input will be there, then instead of one attribute, let's use two attributes. So what two attributes will use in the password field? What are there? Like placeholder is there, type is there, ID is there, name is there. Okay, here basically both are means both type and ID is password. Okay, so do one thing, let's use this one more time. Okay, because I mean we can use this, not an issue, but both are showing password. Instead of that, let's make some unique things. So here exactly, I mean in username field, let's use this multiple attributes. Okay, we can just update and execute that. So how will you use at the rate, 1 minute. What we need to do, at the rate type is equal to which one, text. Okay, let me show you one more time. You will see what is the syntax. Syntax is double slash input at the rate type is equal to text and at the rate name is equal to username. Okay, similarly, just always remember these are the syntax. You cannot tell how we are writing and why we are writing. This is the syntax itself. Everything we need to write down this way. Okay, so now how we will write, double slash input at the rate type is equal to text and because multiple attribute at the rate ID is equal to username. Let's run this. Okay, we will see the same result what we saw earlier. Let's execute this. Okay, it will open the browser, it will maximize it, it will navigate to sourcedemo.com and perfect, absolutely working fine. This is called multiple attributes. Perfect. Then let's move to the next one, by text. So how we'll get by text attribute. Okay, so basically double slash button text is equal to login. Okay, perfect. So let's say 1 minute, not this one, 1 minute. Let's close this. This is the original one. Okay, how we'll get by text with XPath. Okay, so simple, go to login. Let's see if there is text is there or not. 1 minute. Okay, value is there, ID is there. Okay, text I could not see here. 1 minute. So there should be some text. 1 minute. Okay. So basically it is showing 1 minute. 1 second. Submit. Okay, this is login. Okay, perfect. Okay, so okay, maybe we need to check. Okay, what we can do, simple things, how I told earlier, just use this by text. Simple. Let's take the help of AI, right? We're getting one quick example. So what we can do, let's go here, let's go to the chain AI, just ask Control P, by text XPath example in Selenium. Okay, a real-time example. Quickly we can find that. Why not? We should use the help of GenUI, right? See, by text. Let's see. By yes, perfect. Absolutely working. Absolutely. This is the example, I believe. Okay, let me open this. I think earlier also I used this one. Already we are acquainted. But yeah, let's open this. Roku.com. Okay, which one it is telling? I mean XPath example. By dot XPath /a text is equal to checkboxes. Checkboxes. Okay. What are the checkboxes? Let's see. Where is the website? Here. Checkboxes. See, this is the checkboxes. This is text, right? Any text we can find out. This is the perfect example. Okay, let's do one thing. What we can do? Basically, we'll navigate to this and we'll find the checkboxes and click on that. Maybe it is clicking. Let's see the example. What it is doing here? It's finding and clicking. Yes, perfect. Absolutely. It will click on that, and after that it will get the URL. Okay. So important thing is finding the checkboxes, text, and clicking on that. That is important. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's maybe execute this program. So we can put XPath by text example. Perfect. So that's how we will take the help of GenAI. Okay. AI tools mainly. GenAI tools, I mean. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's copy this and paste this for saving time. Okay, and 1 minute. Let's copy this and 1 minute. Instead of package, other than package, just paste this. Okay, then what we can do, we can remove this. If you remember, we remove these things, right? These are not required. Try also not required. Okay, whichever is not required, I am removing. I think you are much aware on this. No need to tell again. Okay, so this one is not required. This one is not required. Is enough. So what it will do? Basically, it will navigate to this URL, this the internetheroapp.com, and it will. I think here also in one line we can write down, right? No need of multiple lines. Okay, it is confusing. Okay, basically it will navigate to this and it will click on the text where the text is checkboxes, and it will click that, and after that it will get the URL. If you will see manually what it will do, basically it will go here. Okay, it will click on the checkboxes and it will get the, see, there are two checkboxes actually. I won't say showing, but it will show this page, and after that it will get the URL. The URL will be checkboxes, so that you can understand, right? And after that it will quit the driver. Okay, let's execute this. What we can do, let's comment this line. It will not quit, so that we can clearly see that. Okay. Okay, let's run this and we'll see the result. Okay, see, absolutely working fine, right? And if you'll see, it could print the URL checkboxes. Perfect, absolutely working fine. let's copy this to the document. 1 minute. Control A, Control C, Control V. That will be helpful, right? Perfect. You can enable this now. Okay, perfect. Then next one. Okay, contents. Okay, what exactly contents? I'll tell you. 1 minute. Okay, contents means what? It should be partial. It should not be exact value. So text means exact value. Here we found check boxes, exact value, but contents means partial value. I think I already told you in one of the example what is contents, right? So it should be partial value. Okay, I believe Windows, some Windows example I have given. Anyhow, so basically it will be partial value. For example, username. Instead of username, you can put user. Okay, that is partial contents. So / input contents @ID user. See, we usually put username, right? So instead of that, we put user. And similarly for button, / button contents inside inside bracket text comma log. So it should be login, right? Instead of login, it is log. It will be partial always. Okay, that is simple. For example, okay, I will tell you. Here, if you will see, I mean, let's discuss these couple of examples which we have completed just now. Okay, so that you can understand. XPath. Okay. Okay, or else do one thing. Let's go for an example. Okay, that is more clear. Why should you means that is better, right? So let me do. Let's complete an example that is better. Okay, for everything let's complete one example. Anyway, that will be clear, more clear. Okay, so contents example will be more clear. No need to tell theory. Yeah, so example will make you more clarity. So why should not we go for that? That is better. This is better approach actually. Yeah. So simple thing. I think Windows. Yeah. Earlier I was talking. I think I was mentioning in some of the cases. Already it is covered. Right. Repeat that so that we will get the more idea. Contents means Windows. If you will see text. Text means exact text we need to find. Okay. But instead of in case of contents we require a partial text. For example, Windows. If you will see here. Okay. So 1 minute. Let's go back. If you will see where is the Windows, it should be there. Already we saw that on that day. It will be below something Windows. Some name with Windows. Let's see. See, multiple windows, right? Instead of if we will use text, then in text we need to write down multiple windows. But if we will use contents, we require only windows or only multiple. Okay, any one word. Okay, that should be enough. So let's do that. Do the example. That will be more clear. Let's do it quickly because already we understand that. Okay, so what we can do. Okay, XPath contents example. Quickly I will make that. Already it is so clear. And this one already we have executed in some of the locators. Okay. So contents example. Where is that? Okay, let me quickly copy this and just will execute. And we'll prepare the document. That will be helpful for you. Let's 1 minute. Okay, I think I could not able to copy. Okay, let's copy this one more time. Copy. Okay, perfect. And remove whichever not required. Okay. This is not required. Okay, then this is not required. This is not required. Okay, I think that's it. And you can put this into one line for your understanding. Okay. Let's execute. So basically it is a contents function. That's how you need to write down contents. By.xpath /a. Why a? Because it is anchor tag. /a contents. This is the syntax. This way you need to write down. /a. Inside that contents. So after that there will be bracket, and inside the bracket you need to write down text, comma, or inside single bracket Windows. That's the way. This is the syntax. You need to write down the contents function in this way only. Okay. And after that just click. Okay. And after that get the URL. Okay. Then quit the browser. Okay. So that's it. If you will see manually what it will do, it will go here and it will click on Windows, that multiple Windows, where it is, yeah, here, and it will get the URL. The URL is Windows. Okay, let's do this. Let's execute this and we'll see the result. Okay. Okay, perfect. It did it quickly, but you see, you see the URL, right? Windows. So that's mean it is working absolutely fine. So let's do one thing. Instead of Windows, multiple Windows, let's do some other thing. Let's say authentication. Okay. So authentication. So what we can do? Inspect it. Okay. And just take the cursor, just write down authentication. Okay, instead of Windows, let's do with authentication. Okay, let's change this. Similar, everything will be same, just put authentication. Okay, so now let's run this. Okay, so navigate to here, then it click here. See, absolutely working fine. Digest underscore auth. Okay, so that is a separate that's the URL for authentication. Okay, it's absolutely working fine. Next one is starts with. Okay, so how is that? What is the syntax? /input starts with @name user. Okay, so starts with, so which attribute name starts with user, that means. Okay, so let's use one example. Okay, start with example will make you clarity. Have I captured this? 1 minute, let me capture this. Control A for your reference. 1 minute. Contents. Perfect. Then next one starts with. 1 minute. It's so clear. No need to worry. Come copy. Then just your example. Okay, starts with example. I think this is also simple. Yeah, simple thing. What, as I mentioned, the attribute value should be starts with user. And see here it is taken, I think three examples. One is starts with user, another one is start with pass, another one is start with sub. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's go to the login page. You will understand that actually more. Already we already we worked on this login functionality also earlier in other locators. It will be easy. Okay, so do one thing. Let's inspect this and okay. See, simple thing. What it told? The attribute name we start with user. So definitely it will be this one, right? Then next one, the attribute name we start with pass. So it will be password, right? Then next one, something sub. 1 minute, let me check that also. Okay, see here. I mean button type starts with sub. See, this is the submit means sub, right? So that's how it is. If you will see the example also similar, right? Button start with sub, input start with pass. I mean button type starts with sub, input ID start with pass, input ID start with user. Simple, same, right? Let's execute this. So XPath starts with example. Okay, let's do it quickly because these are so clear. We need to proceed. Theory, example, everything is there, so it will be more clear for you. So let's copy this. Okay, sorry, I need to copy the entire thing, right? Okay, paste this, and again whichever not required, just remove this. Quickly remove this and make this one line, because that should be enough. One line, 1 minute, 1 line, not required. Okay, simple thing. 1 minute, control what happens. Acha, I need to remove. Okay, let's run this and we'll see the result. Okay, let me remove the drive. I mean say comment driver.quit, because we need to see that. Okay, let's execute this. This is so clear actually, no need of, I think already explained and understood. So let's execute this and we need to proceed further. Yeah, so it will open the browser, navigate to this, it will enter the username, enter the password, it click on login. See, absolutely working fine. So that's how it will be starts with. Okay, then next, okay, parent child. Okay, parent child, already I think we discussed same thing on CSS locator. It will be easy for you now this time. Okay, what exactly parent child? Simple, right? So always child will be inside parent tag, right? So for example, input is inside div. Okay, so that's how it is. I mean it is so clear. Let's take one example. Okay, the syntax will be like that. Let's discuss the syntax. Let's say input the input is child of div. So in that case, what we'll write? First we'll write the parent one, /div @class is equal to login. Let's say parent having one attribute login, that is class. How will come to the child? So from that parent, then /input @type is equal to password. That's how. Okay, simple. Let's execute one example, then we'll more clear. Okay, example. Okay, then before that, let me copy paste this one to document. Okay, perfect. Let's go here. Let me save this. Yeah. Okay, so let's proceed further. Okay, basically it is giving two types of options. Sometimes see this is, and it will ask which one you prefer. Response one is this. Anything should be fine, not an issue, I believe. Complete Java code, complete Selenium Java code. Okay, let's prefer this then. It might ask, I prefer this response. Okay, let's go with this. Anything should be fine, I believe, but let's go with this. Let's see the example. Okay, parent child. Okay, simple login one. So basically, as I mentioned, if you will see here, what it is doing, it is selecting the username. So username means input. We know that input. So input parent is which? Div, and div parent is form. Okay, let's see here. I think already you see, but let me see one more time. See, simple thing. If you will go here, username. Okay, so input parent is who? Input parent is div, right? And div parent is who? Div parent is form, right? Correct? I mean, 1 minute. No, I think which one you are using? Parent child, right? So if you will see here, 1 minute. Okay, understood. Yeah. Input child, input parent is div. Div, okay, then div parent is who? Just see here, I will tell you, there should not be any confusion. So 1 minute, let me explain you. 1 minute. See, input parent is who? Div. See, inside div input is there, and div is inside whom? Another div, right? Understand? And but div's parent is who? Form. Correct? So that means it will start with form, then after that it will come to div. Okay, and from div it will come to which one? Which one? Username. But we need to put which div. After form we need to put, see, there are two divs, right? Form is there. There will be a question. Which div you need to put? Basically you need to put which div? This div actually. Just see. Let's see here. See in the example I mean. So /form @id is equal to login. Let's see first that. So yes, id is login. /form @id is equal to login. This is clear. Then /div. Okay. Let's go back. So after that /div. Okay. Then /input @id is equal to username. Okay. So that means it will come from div to id is equal to username. Similarly for password, let's see the password. 1 minute. No, I mean here. We will see. Exact same thing. So again input parent is div, then from the div the parent will be form. So from it will come to div. Okay, from form it will come to div. Okay, and from div it will come to which one? Password. I mean say input, and input will be password. id is equal to password. Okay. Then next one will be login. So here it will be form, then button. Okay, let's see that. Simple. If we make it simple, then it will be easy. So just inspect this. See, I'll tell you. Button. Basically, it is referring button. So which one is button's? I mean parent. If you see here, button is inside whom? Button is inside. No, not div. Button is inside form. See, inside form. If you open form, button is there. Here is button inside form only, right? So that's why we are using /form @id is equal to login /button. That means it will come to here. See, that's the same thing it is. See, okay. Let's execute this. XPath parent child example. Simple. Don't make things simple, so it will be simple for you. So let's create one class and let's utilize the code. Okay, copy it and paste it. Which are not required, remove that. Okay, make it single line, like that. 1 minute. Okay, it is so clear. Remove this and after that remove this. Okay, let's execute this and we'll see the result. Okay, it will navigate, it will enter username, it will enter password, and it will click on login button. Okay. Let's see what is the issue here. See what issue it is showing. Definitely we will learn something. If there is a issue means some mistake will be there. No such element exception, no such element, unable to locate element. XPath, okay, what it is saying? XPath selector /form @id is login /div /input @id is equal to username. Let's see what is the issue here. Okay, we can fix that. So basically, okay, that's why always don't believe on genuine. Always put your mind. Okay, that's why I saw earlier also. If you will see here, it came from form, right? So inside form div is there. Inside div another div is there. Okay, then in that div input is there. But here if you will see in our code, what we have written, we have written only one div, right? So that's the issue. So just put another div. Okay, here if you will see input, so input parent is div, correct? Div parent is which one? Another div, right? After that form is there, so there should be two div. Like that in password field also same. If you will see here, okay, input parent is one div. Again div parent is what? Div. After that form is there, right? See, after that form is there. Understood? That's the issue. So that's why always don't believe on Gen AI. You take the help, but don't believe. You put your mind. Okay. Now execute. And let's see the result. Okay. You have to understand what is the issue. See, it enter the URL. See, absolutely working fine, right? So that's why, and knowingly I did the mistake. I know that, because if you do the mistake, you will learn. So that's how GenAI, don't trust on GenAI. You should apply your brain also. Okay. Yeah, this is absolutely clear. Let me copy this. Knowingly I did the mistake so that you can understand also. Okay, let me copy this and parent child, right? Yes, this is done. Then using index, yeah, using index is simple, but it is a key things, like how exactly we are going to index. Okay, let me execute. So what you do, /input @type is equal to text and put the index, like which, for example, let's say there are different types, like for example we see multiple divs. Suppose which div we want to perform, first div, second div, third div. So that's how we'll use the index. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's take one example, I mean using index example. Okay, let's complete this XPath today. It might take more 10 minutes, but let's complete this. Okay, so index example, sorry. Yeah, so how exactly it will take the index. Okay, if you will see here, basically it will go to heroku.app.com checkboxes, basically. Okay, this is the perfect example. If you will see here, I think, let's go here for our understanding. Okay, straight away go to the indexes. See here, if you will see, there are two checkboxes. Okay, on which checkbox it will select. So that's how it will use index. So this one will be first index, this one will be second index. If you will inspect this, you will understand. So if you will inspect this, if you will inspect any checkbox, see inside form, it is there inside form. Inside form, see there are two checkboxes, right? If you will see here, inside form there is input, right? Form input, and inside that input checkbox 1 and another input checkbox 2. Okay, so this is index 1, this is index 2. Okay, so that's how we will identify element using index. See here, input /type is equal to checkbox of 1 of first index. Okay, and similarly by.xpath /input @type checkbox 2 means index 2. Okay, that's how it is. Let's do one thing. Let's copy this. Simple, right? So new class. Okay, let's copy this and we'll execute the program. Let's do one thing. Let's use only one index. Okay, so that will be easy for understanding. Okay, instead of two index, let me use only one index. Okay, because that will be easy for understanding, right? It will be more clear that which index it is clicking. Okay, so let's execute this. Yeah, so the requirement is let's remove let's comment this quit so that we can observe better. Okay, our aim is to click on first checkbox. Okay, first checkbox, so that's why we use first index. Let's execute this and we'll see the result. Okay, it open that and it click on. Actually, why it is, why it clicked both one, because by default if you will see checkbox 2 was selected. Okay, that's why it is. Okay, so now what it will do, I mean what I'm trying to tell, if you will see here na, I will tell you. See, by default checkbox 2 is selected, right? So that's why it is select checkbox 1. We saw that both are selected. No, actually it clicked on checkbox 1. So now if we will click on checkbox 2, okay, you can see both the checkbox are unchecked. See, you see that. So that's why we can prove, right? Now it will open and both the checkbox will be unchecked. Why? Because it will uncheck checkbox 2, right? See the result. It will be more clear. See, it is unchecked actually. Understood? So it's
Yes.
working absolutely fine. Okay, let's copy this code and we will use this. Let's proceed. It is so clear. Let's complete this. Couple of things are there. Okay. Then following sibling. What exactly following sibling? See, in a real time, what is sibling? Sibling means our own parents' child. That means whether there will be our brother or our sisters, like that. Our own brothers and sisters. That is called sibling. In similar way, in one parent have multiple tags. Okay, so how we navigate between those tags, like same parent tags, how will navigate? That's how we'll use following sibling. Okay, for example, / label text is equal to email. Okay, slash following sibling : input. That means label and input both are siblings. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's create one example. It will be more clear. Okay, I will tell you. I will show you. Let me. Okay, I think already I copy paste. I believe, yes. So let's do one thing. Let's go here and following sibling example. Okay. Okay, so simple. Navigating between siblings, simple thing. So here if you will see what we, what we did, get email using following sibling. Okay, so basically what we did, we are getting the email by using following sibling. Let's do one thing. Let me execute it manually for your understanding, then I will execute it in automation. Okay, so that will be more clear. Let's navigate to this. Okay, basically what it will do, the question is it will come here. Okay, then what it is doing, if you will see here in this example, it is getting the email using email using which one? Using text. Okay, using text, it is getting the email. That means using the name, it is getting the emails. For example, here the question will be let's find out email of John. Okay, or let's find out email of Tim, or let's find out email of Jason. So if you will see in this table, how many childs are there? Last name, first name, email, due, website, action, all are child. All are, siblings. Okay, if you will see here how exactly it should be inside one tag. See, I will show you. If you will see here, let's navigate this table so that you can see. If you will see here, this is TR, right? So inside TR, all the TH are there, all the headers are there, right? TR is the child and all the TH, like first name, last name, first name, email, due date, website, action, all are one child of TR. That means all are siblings. So how will find value between siblings. That means how we'll find the email of John. Okay, let's see that. How it is finding? If you'll see, it is navigating here, get email. So first it is finding driver.find element by.xpath /td text is equal to John. Okay, so basically it is finding John first. So how? If you'll see here, I'll tell you. If you'll navigate and click on John. So here is John /td @text is equal to John. Clear? /td @text, because text is which one? John. See here it is written same thing. First it will find John /td @text is equal to John. Okay. Let's do one thing. Let's inspect this. Okay. If you'll see here, let's go back. Control F and let's paste this. See, it is finding John, right? Clear? John. Then after that, what we required? We required email of John. That means email is present where? First name's following sibling. Okay. Just write down / following sibling. Following sibling. Okay. Following sibling / which one? Sorry, following sibling. I believe double colon. It will be double colon. Which one? Which one? Let's inspect this. This should be email, right? Email means which one? I believe it will use span or th. 1 minute. Let me see that. Yes, absolutely fine. Yeah. So basically, it is using following sibling. Again, it has how many siblings? That's why it uses TD2. Okay, I understand. See, if you'll see here, I will tell you. Where is that? No, not this one. Yeah, if you'll see, basically it is it is taking which one? So index will start from okay, following sibling. 1 minute. So text is equal to John, following sibling. Okay, that means John is where? John is here, right? In the first name. Okay. So 1 minute. Let me go inside. So first name. This is the John. So from first name. No, where is John? 1 minute. I need to check John actually. It is email. Okay. Let's inspect John actually. That will be better. I think already I inspected. Okay, here is John. Okay, see. Now you can understand better. Okay, John is here. Okay. So John is having how many siblings? If you will see here, Smith, John, this email, this I think Price. This these are John's. What? These are John's siblings. Okay. So now we'll navigate from here to here. So sibling. Okay. So sibling. Which sibling? John's sibling means this one is 0, this one is 1, this one is 2. Okay. So that's why it is written 2. So now sibling, what I will which one I will write down? TD. So all are inside TD, correct? So I will put TD. If I will put TD, you see, okay, I put Jason actually instead of John. I put Jason, I think. So let me put John. Okay, now perfect. So if I put TD, then how many are finding? 8 are finding. See, in the right side, 1 of 8. But if I will put TD of 2, okay, now how many finding? Again 2, right? 1 minute. 50 and one more is which one? But it should be which one? 1 minute. Okay, this 50. Acha, okay, understood. Okay, 2 Johns are there. Okay. Understood. If you will see here, what is the issue here means, basically 2 Johns are there. Okay, I understood. John is there also, John is here also. Okay, perfect. Very good. This is one more good things. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to find out one John, right? Because there are two Johns. Obviously, it will find out both the emails. So instead of that's why it is used. See, you will see JSON. Okay, following sibling TD2. So let's use JSON. One more thing. I believe 1 minute. So interesting. Where is that? Where I use that? JSON is how many? JSON is 1 or 2. JSON is also 2, right? Okay. Yeah, that's why we need to maybe 1 minute. Let me do one thing. Is it 2 or 1? Okay, you see, this is 2, right? 1 of 2. That's why you need first we need to uniquely find this one. Okay, otherwise initially it is 2. See, 1 of 2 it is showing in the here. In the button it is showing 2 elements. No, we need to identify one only. So that's why I will go with which one? Example 1 maybe. 1 second. Okay. Otherwise, if you'll see here, because we are using which one? John, right? Let's use this maybe Control F. Sorry, not Control F. Inspect. Control F. Okay. Now how many? 1 John, right? But this is not the way. Okay, so what we can do? Which one is unique here? Unique here is example 1 and example 2, right? So let's use this example 1. Okay. So example 1. Okay. So inside that example 1, we have which one? Table 1. Okay, better we can go with table 1, right? Table 1 and table 2. So definitely it should be table 1. Perfect. See, you need to find out the way actually. So it is table 1. Okay. 1 minute. So yeah, I got it now. So now you need to find some unique way. Okay. So basically let's use your table 1. Okay. / table. That's why it is XPath is so crucial. ID is equal to which one? Table 1. So at the rate ID, and always don't believe on GenAI. Okay. So table 1, because it is table 1. Okay, now it is on table 1. Now slash inside table 1. So you are here. Now we need to come to which one? We need to come to T body, right? So slash T body. Now we are here inside that. Now we can write down. Which one? T body. And inside T body we need to come to where? TR, right? TR. Okay, now we came here. Now we need to find out, let's say slash TD, okay, at the rate text, okay, is equal to which one? Let's say anything. Let's say John. Okay, we want to find John's. See, now John is unique, 1 only, right? So now we can write down following sibling. Okay, following sibling, and slash TD of which one? TD of, let's say TD of 2. No, not 2. It should be 1 then. So TD of 1. Okay. So now uniquely find out. This is the way you need to find out. That is called following sibling. Okay, see, absolutely working fine. Now only one element it is inspecting. Let's use this. Okay. So always that's why don't always believe on which one? Don't always believe on GenAI. See, if you will execute this, this will throw error. Okay, anyways, we find out that let's execute this and we'll see the result. Okay. So basically what we can do, copy and okay, just paste here. And what we can do, we can actually we can write down the program but we'll modify. Okay, let's copy paste this but we'll modify the program. Okay, okay, this is not required, this is not required, and instead of that let me rectify this. Just we need to rectify the XPath. Everything remains same. So XPath will be which one? By.xpath, not this one. Instead of that, okay, just remove these things and we'll put our XPath what we have written here. Okay, so copy this, paste this, and what we can do, whichever not required, let's remove this and remove this. Okay, so what it will do, basically it will capture which one? Get text. Get text means it will capture the value of the email. Whose email? John email. What is the John email? See here, jsmith@gmail.com. okay, it will capture and it will store in string. Okay, Java concept string, and it will display the basically it will be John, not Jason. Okay, John email, it will display the email, it will quit the browser. Okay, let's execute this and we will see the result. Okay, navigate. Now it will print jsmith@gmail.com. That should be the result. Okay, let's see that. See, jsmith@gmail.com, John email. Absolutely working fine. Let's copy paste this and we'll complete one more, the last one. Let's complete this. Oh sorry, not this one, Control Z. Okay, okay, perfect. Let's complete the last one, last attribute of XPath. So this is ancestor or parent. What is ancestor or parent? Simple thing, like previous sibling was your own parent's child. Okay, ancestor means ancestor or parent. Parent means your parents or parent's parent. That is called ancestor or parent, like that. Okay, so how exactly we'll do? /input @id is equal to email /ancestor, that term you need to use, then colon form. Simple. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's get the example. Similar with sibling, but your ancestor, like previous. So example. Okay, basically the internet herocoapp.com. okay, if you go to the login, then how we will find the parent? So I think already we discussed parent, maybe ancestor we'll find out. Okay, don't worry. So what we can do, quickly I'll show you. It is easy actually. So let's navigate to this. Okay, if you will inspect the username, okay, So username, what it is telling, it is inside input, right? Input's parent is which one? Div. So similar thing, very simple, right? So it is username and the parent is div. Simple. Okay. Then next one, if you will see, if you will see, parent is div, that is clear. Then / input @id username / ancestor : form. Okay, perfect. Ancestor means what I told, it should be parent's parent, right? Parent's parent or parent's parent again, like that. Those are ancestors. It might be 1 level parent's parent, 2 level parents, all are our ancestors, right? So if you'll see here form, where is form? So now inputs parent is div, that is clear. But div's parent is div and div's parent is form. So that means form is ancestor of input, right? Parent's parent again. Okay. So any level of parent's parent is called ancestor. So that means here inputs parent is inputs ancestor is form. Okay. Let's execute this and we will see the result. Okay, so what we can do, or I'll do one thing. If you see here, okay, so let's copy this and we need to just execute this program. Okay. Okay, let's execute this. I think it is more clear. Whichever is not required, let's remove this and we'll execute this. Okay, so let's remove this, let's comment this and let's execute. I think it's more clear, no need to kind of explain. Okay, let's see. Basically it will click using parent and ancestor. Okay, see, it will navigate to herocoapp.com. See, it clicked on login because we without entering username and password we are trying to click on login. Okay, that's why this is the error. But absolutely it is working fine. It is it is clicking on, right? So login button clicked using ancestor. Basically login button clicked using ancestor. Correct? You see that it could able to log in using the ancestor. Okay. So that's it for all the XPaths, and at the end it is showing all the XPaths. Which locator should you prefer in order, like ID, fastest and unique. Locator and why? Priority, locator, why? Always first preference will be ID. Why? Because it is fastest and unique. Name, it is reliable. CSS selector, fast plus powerful. XPath, complex elements. For complex elements you will use XPath. Link test, for links only. Class name used when class is unique. Tag name mostly for lists. Okay. Then sample Selenium code using all locators like what we discussed, that is there. Okay. Driver.findElement by.id, username.sendKeys, and let's say driver.findElement by.name, password.sendKeys 1 2 3 4 5. Driver.findElement by.XPath, let's say / button, text is equal to login.click. Driver.findElement by.css selector, a.forgot password, that means we are using class, so that's why we are using dot click. Driver.findElement by.link text, create account .click, like that. Okay, that's it. So that's all about XPath. This is a key locator in Selenium. So just do put all your efforts, do all kind of practice. Okay, that's it for today. We'll come up with some new class, new series. So till then, take care, bye bye.